Hi, Mike Mutzel, MikeMutzelLeadership.com. Again, man, I want to thank you all for following us along this series of video tips. You can get a link off my website, MikeMutzelLeadership.com, or you can go to our YouTube channel, just type in Mike Mutzel and check out these video tips. Today is video tip number 11. That I think leaders should be encouraged to implement these tips sooner rather than later. And this one is a little bit different. Today I want to talk to you about employee recognition. And we've talked about employee recognition before, but we talk a lot about culture and how paramount it is and how we have to constantly reinforce the culture. So today's video tip is maybe a term that you haven't heard before. It's cultural employee recognition. You know, we've talked before about managers making sure that when they positively reinforce an employee's action, that they tie it to the specific action that was done, and then as well to the culture and the purpose of the organization, which you've heard me talk about and pontificate about forever, right? But this is a little bit different. I want to talk about peer recognition. Now, we understand that employees come to the organization without a high degree of trust in management, and yeah, we've earned that. So I want to give you a recognition technique that works for retention and engagement that is peer-to-peer. What if we were to have a peer have the ability in a weekly newsletter or a once a month or twice a month newsletter or a short set of videos that go out from the organization every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, just a little blurb on an iPhone of where they want to notice and they want to recognize an employee for going above and beyond in solving a problem, for living the purpose, for satisfying everything we want to satisfy in the culture, whether it would be internal to the organization or external to the organization. These can be newsletters, they can be videos, and they got to be tied to the purpose and the culture as well as the specific action. But I can tell you that the power of one peer recognizing another peer is significantly stronger than you as a manager, and also it becomes public. And what you find is that employees see this recognition. I want to be in that pool, man. I want people to recognize my activity as well. So whether you decide to do this via newsletter or videos, and then once you have permission to post these things and put them in whatever your broadcast vehicle is, I would also recommend, similar to what we talked about in tip number 10, potentially putting them on the website as well. So if you're getting an email or a newsletter once or twice a month talking about 3 or 4 people or 5 or 6 people in the organization, or if you're a large organization, you can do it departmentally. We don't want to select people, right? It's not a contest who's better. It's not employee of the month, and most of you know how I feel about employee of the month programs. But when we have a peer, recognize a peer for living the culture, I think you'll find now we've got a place where people want to come to work. And now we've got a place where people, they also want to be involved in the culture or in the purpose. And the recognition is so much more powerful coming peer to peer. This is Mike Mutzel, MikeMutzelLeadership.com. Check us out on site. Check out our YouTube our YouTube station. If you're interested at all in having us come out to your organization for workshops, or you have an association for a keynote, all that information is on the website, MikeMutzelLeadership.com as well. Project that's getting a lot of legs on the website is Management University. We've got a specialized program for first-time managers or refresher, not so much leadership stuff, but the nuts and bolts of management. So I want to thank you for taking this journey with us. Until next time, this is Mike Mutzel, MikeMutzelLeadership.com.